In case you didn't see last night on TNA Impact, the first episode since Bound for Glory a month ago, Santana randomly lost the TNA title to Frankie Kazarian via roll-up. And even worse than that, it was because previously he was beaten down by, I'd say the NXT roster, but it was really the Evolve roster, if that. I didn't even know some of these guys. They beat him down. Frankie Kazarian cashed in, won via roll-up. So all of this just felt completely and utterly pointless. And everybody immediately thought, is Santana hurt? Because that's the only really logical explanation, if there is one. But he clearly is not, because they've just announced him in a match tomorrow. So this is clearly a creative decision.
It's one of the worst fumbles I've ever seen in my life. Mike Santana got to a point that not many wrestlers these days can get to, where the crowd was universally behind him. At the height of Joe Hendry, he was in a triple threat match where the whole crowd cheered just for him over Joe Hendry. That's not that long ago. Not only that, Frankie Kazarian winning his title should feel like a huge moment. It's entirely overshadowed by the timing of the decision to do it.
David Sheldon in the Wrestling Republic group chat actually said that it was almost like if they took the title off Cody Rhodes the night after WrestleMania 40, but it's actually worse than that, because it's more like if after WrestleMania 30 there was no programming for a month, then on Friday Night SmackDown, Cody Rhodes lost the title on the first show back the night before Backlash, because that's the situation we're in here. A turning point or whatever it is tonight.
This doesn't really make a lot of sense, right? Santana, their whole story, they're building him up to be the guy. He takes down Trick Williams, this big evil force, right? Invades TNA, takes his championship. Santana gets it back, and then he just loses to Frankie Kazarian. Now, Frankie Kazarian, he's a legend, and it's awesome. He's a Grand Slam champion, but I feel like they didn't really give him like a fair crack of the whip, you know? I feel like Santana was really over with the fans, and I feel like they could have done it a lot more with him, so...
We have some breaking news. Big breaking news, Des.
Oh, okay.
Via PW Insider, so this is not confirmed, this is a dirt sheet report, but Mike Santana has reportedly not arrived at today's TNA Turning Point event and is reportedly not answering calls or texts from the company and no-showed the after event last night for signings.
Okay. We should get an alarm, like an alarm, that the breaking news alarm, because like...
I mean, that changes some things, and it was already bad before. What are you... Oh, my.
What has happened? Lord TNA again. What?
Was this expected? I feel like it is.
No, it wasn't expected.
No,
it was booked for tonight.
No,
well, I know,
it's
but
still
like...
an evolving story, Des.
Well, I know, but like they did something similar with MJF back at like Double or Nothing. That's what I was saying. So like,
I mean, if this is a work, this is the dumbest work.
Well, no,
I can't
you,
actually remember
saying, like...
a dumber work, to be brutally honest. I really cannot. If this is a work, I mean, they've just killed all their momentum for absolutely no reason.
Is it a reason for people to watch Turning Point? Is that the reason why they did it?
Well, no, because he's not there.
Well, that's the point, where it's like, all right, if you're going to show up, yes or no. Like that.
I don't want to watch it. It's done the opposite. I mean, David saying that he thinks it's contrived work. I don't want to watch the show now. I mean, I probably wasn't going to watch it over SmackDown to begin with. I think it's after SmackDown, technically. But I wouldn't have stayed up to watch it. I would have just seen the highlights in the morning. But now I'm not going to watch it, because this is just absolutely insane to me. He is somebody who is so talented. Ride that wave. Ride it. There is no point taking the title off him. Let him be that star, the star that you've just made into the face of the company. And this is not a diss to Frankie Kazarian. Kazarian is fantastic. He's never won the TNA World Championship, and that in itself is a crime. But this moment should have been a big moment, and it's not a big moment. So guess what? Suddenly that means very little when it should mean an awful lot. It's not a Kazarian thing, it's a TNA thing. And it's the history of TNA as a company. Whenever something good happens, they pull out their gun and they shoot themselves in the foot. It is the weirdest addiction I have ever seen, but it is an addiction they clearly need to go to rehab for. I'm upset with Clark, by the way. Clark did not bring up to Chris Jericho the TNA line.
Nope.
I can't believe he's getting away with this.
I was talking
You
to
can't
you.
just be like, oh, they're the number 2 wrestling company now. It's like, hang on, you're still employed by AEW to begin
Honest to
with.
goodness.
Secondly, you're just lying.
I will say this. Our conversation had ended by the time I saw the Mike Santana match and everything. So, like, I was no longer, I didn't have the, had I known, I might have ran back in the venue, even though they're locking the doors. Chris, did you see this?
Chris!
Hold on, one more minute of your time, buddy. Check this out.
Oh my gosh. Well, there we
Indeed.
have it. The ratings of Braun Strowman's new cooking show, or where he tries to it's not even a cooking show, his food show, where he tries tons of different foods. The ratings are now out for it. And this past week's episode drew 580,000 views. That's more than AEW Dynamite. That's more than NXT. That's more than pretty much any wrestling show outside of SmackDown and Raw. An absolutely huge number. Congratulations to Braun. But talking about just stupid decisions, why did WWE release him after this had already been filmed and put into production? Surely you'd wait for it to come out, see how it does, and then decide if you want to release him or not. Because guess what? You've gone from having him under contract for another couple of years to suddenly losing him, and now he's a free agent, and he's, become a star basically outside of wrestling. This is dumber than dumb.
First and foremost, I'm so happy for Braun Strowman. If you've watched any of his journey and like some of the documentaries and stuff that were on the WWE Network and on Peacock still about him, he's got such a huge heart, such an amazing story. Is so, anti-bullying, everything he stands up for and represents is very, very cool.
To be clear, if it was purely a wrestling thing, I'd understand why WWE got rid of him, because he was continuously getting injured and clearly they didn't really have anything for him. But it's just the fact of a show had been greenlit. John Cena will be having his final match on Monday Night Raw, and I've got to say, I'm not looking forward to it because it's going to be a sad one. Growing up, he'd be on Raw every single week, facing Randy Orton every single week, and it's going to be weird. It is. But the fact is, today he has confirmed his final Raw appearance will be a match. We know he's the Intercontinental Champion. We don't know if it's going to be an open challenge. We don't know if it's going to be a tag match. We have no idea what it's going to be. But Des, what do you want it to be?
I feel like since Cena's the IC champion, let him do an open challenge and let him face Penta, right? It's something new, something that fans really aren't, not really something that fits his style, and it's different, right? John Cena and Penta, two different guys, two different backgrounds. I feel like those two could put on a really, really fun match.
A good friend of mine, Zach Tabak, a couple of weeks ago sent me a voice message, and in this voice message, he was saying about how he feels Money in the Bank should return to WrestleManias. He felt like the pay-per-view was a little bit pointless, especially now WrestleMania is 2 days. And when he first said that, I thought it was a crazy take, because I love the Money in the Bank pay-per-view. I really do, so I don't want it to go anywhere. However, then I thought about it a little bit more, and WWE have a huge roster, and a roster of people who all want to be at WrestleMania, and not all of them can be. But not only that, Money in the Bank is also meant to be something which elevates mid-card, lower mid-card as young talents into the main event scene. And over the last few years, a lot of the time it's just been main event guys winning it. And of course, main event guys will already have major plans at WrestleMania. So the more I thought about this, the more I was like, actually, at least for 1 year, why don't we try this? They're not going to, because next year's Money in the Bank's after SummerSlam. But I wouldn't be against it at all, because it would create a new star.
I would love it because you could split the men's and the women's Money in the Bank matches over the 2 nights. And I think that, given now that it's a 2-night Mania, would make it less of a direct comparison between the two like it is every single year on the PLE itself. And that would solve that issue where, whatever, the men's match can be night 1, the women's match can be night 2, but you're not sitting there watching like the beginning of the card was the first one and then the end of the card was the second one. And you're constantly comparing them against each other and they just feel.
Here's the thing. I don't think it's going to happen because SummerSlam is 2 nights. WrestleMania is 2 nights. It's only going to be a matter of time before Royal Rumble's 2 nights, Survivor Series is 2 nights. I think WWE views Money in the Bank as like the number 5 pay-per-view of the calendar year, so that could probably go over 2 nights. From a business standpoint, it feels like they're leaving too much money on the table. But from a fan standpoint, I would love it, because what better way to get someone excited for a WrestleMania match than to have a multi-man ladder match? Heck,
We will be back same time, same place tomorrow to talk Friday Night SmackDown. Thank you, Clark. Thank you, Des, and thank you to all of you. See you guys tomorrow. Peace.